what's the point of having a vision, and how can it benefit our everyday life? Those are the kinds of questions I ask when I'm pondering a talk title or a theme for the month. Is this practical, and can people put this to practice in their lives to make a difference? In the small hours, in the big projects. And so I believe that visioning is an amazing tool. So I'm going to share with you today some wisdom about visioning, what it is and how to use it. So Michael Beckwith, one of my teachers, in his book Life Visioning, The Transformative Process for Activating Your Unique Gifts and Highest Potential, says, that's a long title. Within our core self is an undeniable blueprint of unrivaled individuality, the singular being that exists in each of us to express. So each of us has within us this unique pearl, this unique blueprint that we can, through meditation, through learning, through taking classes, or going out into nature, there's many ways that we can tap into this vision. We can tap into this, who am I really, and why am I here? Because those are really the two big questions. Who am I, and why am I here? What am I here to do? What am I here to bring forward? The song that you've been holding back is the cause of your heartache, he says. Don't wait. You've got to sing your song as if your whole life depends on it. And the brilliant transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson said, every man has this call of the power to do somewhat unique, and no man has any other call. So this isn't a new teaching. This is a very ancient teaching. We've heard about people going out on vision quests. We've heard about people doing all kinds of things to find themselves, or tune into nature, or understand their potential or their purpose in life. Visioning is a process that you do to tune into this vision, this blueprint, this song within your heart. If you're willing to tap in, maybe you'll hear it. Maybe you'll start to catch an idea of what this song sounds like. And if you're still enough, long enough, you'll be able to hear more of the song, more of the song, and more of the song. So this isn't a one-time song. You go to iTunes and you download something, you've got it, now you're good to go for the rest of your life. That's not it. We tune in on a daily basis so we can learn more of our unique song. Because our song is always changing. The rhythm is sometimes different. Sometimes if we're in the dark night of the soul, it's a different tune than it is when we're on the high mountain of joy and abundance. So we tune in daily, and we don't deny those dark nights of the souls or the high times. We don't try and neutralize it. We play with it. We go up and down, and we experience the highs and the lows of life. And we learn that there's such a unique timbre and tone to our unique song. And if we look outside, if we compare ourselves to others, or we hear someone else's song and think theirs is better than ours, we've missed the point. Our song is unique, and only we can hear it. Isn't that amazing? There's your song, and only you can hear it. And only you can express it. So in that way, each of us are a part of this grand symphony, this grand, big song, this script, or this score that the whole of life is playing out along with. So when we bring our unique song to that greater symphony, to that greater score, can you imagine? Can you imagine being some being sitting out on a cloud somewhere, or sitting up on the moon, or who knows where, looking down and seeing all of humanity singing their song, and the beautiful tune that creates? And we're doing that, whether we know our purpose or know our vision or know what we're here for or not. We're all expressing energetically a different sound, a different signature, a different vibration, a different unique sense of love and of light. Because only you can love the way you love. That's amazing. When we realize this, when we realize how beautiful we are, how unique we are, how intricate the whole system, this whole plan, this whole design, this whole humanity, and those words kind of don't do it justice, but when we realize this amazing thing that we're doing, that we're participating in, it allows us to fall in love with ourselves in a whole new way. Falling in love with ourselves in a whole new way. We see each other in a whole new way. Because when you realize that each one of us has a unique song, aren't you intrigued to find out what that song is within the other? And why have you joined with that particular friend, or that in that particular conversation, or that particular love affair? Why have you come together? And what kind of music can you make together? It's quite fascinating and quite intriguing and quite magical and quite mysterious. Quite mysterious. So if anyone says, I found all the answers to life, and I've got this all figured out, run. Because the melody is always revealing itself, and it's revealing itself through you. So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to fine-tune that song within yourself. So how do we fine-tune that? How do we, first of all, find it? How do we fine-tune it? And how do we start to express it in the most authentic way? Love yourself first. Choose yourself first. Forgive anyone that's heavy in your heart. Let that go. Develop your gifts, skills, and talents that serve your vision, whatever that might be, and share that generously with the world. That's how we wake up. That's what living wide awake looks like. That's what contributing to this planet looks like. You want peace on earth? Do that. You want more love? Do that. Stop complaining, stop pointing fingers, and start working on your own song. That's it. I could just sit down now and say namaste. But I want more to say. Visioning is an adventure into your own deepest self, to discover there all the gifts, talents, skills, and requisite qualities of consciousness to live a most excellent life. Michael Beckwith calls this a life of yes. Yes. How would it feel if you woke up every day and you just yes, 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 yes? A couple of notes, but having a strong yes means that we have to have a strong no. Because sometimes things aren't for us. You've got those relatives. Hey, can I borrow some money? No. Sometimes it's no. But you get, sometimes having a strong yes, a spiritual foundation in your vision, in your purpose, in your power, is learning how to say no. Because sometimes you can continue to what do you call it?
Vicious circle?
That's not it. Enable them. Enable individuals in their no energy, in their downward spiral by saying yes. So strong yes. How would it be if you woke up every day and you're living yes, yes, yes? And when you're saying no to someone else, you're usually saying yes to yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's always a yes. So this work, for those of you that thought you came here just to hear a nice fluffy message, it's not always a nice fluffy message. There's actually work, there's homework, there's things that you have to do if you're on this spiritual path. Are you on a spiritual path?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are you willing to do the work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you still have work to do?
Yes.
Or have you done all your work?
No.
Do you have all the answers?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, good. Neither do I. So you're in good company. So it's so funny. I always know that Spirit is listening to me when I notice coincidences. Anyone get with that?
Yeah.
So I found a few wonderful quotes today, and I identified that I wanted to share with you a vision quest that I had recently. I love the whole Pam's talking about nature and connecting with nature and going outside into nature, and usually nature gives way more than we can even hear in regards to wisdom. And then the song with the Marianne Williamson quote about loving yourself, and I have both of those things in my book today. So I thought that was like a high five to myself that I'm on track. So I've been reading this wonderful book by Alberto Villoldo that founded the Four Winds Society. Some of you may have studied that. And he wrote a book called, well, I don't know the title of it, but in his chapter, Awakening into the Dreamtime, he quotes Albert Einstein saying, "Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere." Imagination will take you everywhere. So all of the great thinkers of our time, and times gone by, have been those that have been willing to tap into their visionary skills. They're using and harnessing this amazing gift that they have, which is called the imagination. And so he writes in this chapter, Awakening into the Dreamtime, the Australian Aborigines believe that two separate realities exist, that of everyday life and that of the dreamtime, the timeless realm from which energy beings, the gods, first summoned the world into existence. The dreamtime is the domain of song and poetry, of symbols and archetypes. The shamans believe that it's the more important of the two realities, for it births, shapes, and forms the physical world. They'd probably agree with Einstein, who said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. In our own culture, we've come to value our waking reality so much that we've forgotten our power to conceive from the invisible world of the dreamtime and co-create with the universe. So there's two realities. There's the dream time, or the dream cauldron, as I like to call it. And then there's this linear time. The dream time, the dream cauldron, it's vast, it's magical, and it's filled with infinite possibilities and potentialities. And that's who we are. This doesn't exist somewhere beyond our ability to reach. It's who we are. We tap into this dream time, into this divine mind, into this greater yet to be. Anytime that we want. Anytime that we want. If we don't like what's going on in the linear reality, we can tap into dream time and call forth guidance. We can call forth our ancestors, the angelic realm. We can call forth our own ability to tap in and explore. I always think of, when electricity was discovered, it wasn't invented, by the way, it was discovered. There were several people at different parts of the globe that caught that same vision at that particular same time in history. It wasn't unique to one. It was available to all. But there was a few that were tuned in, that were spending time, maybe in nature. Maybe they watched an apple fall and something occurred. They tuned in and caught a vision. We are like that. We can tune in if we're willing to do the work. But if we're filling ourselves up with watching the Kardashians, out there drinking and drugging, or out there gossiping, or out there doing whatever else that's temporarily fixing our need to fill up with a greater vision, we're going to miss it. We're going to miss it. So we become still and we enter into this dream time. So I have an opportunity to do this. I found a beautiful medicine woman, and I asked her, I heard that she helps facilitate people going out onto the land for several days at a time and doing what some call a vision class. So I did this a couple of weeks ago. I prepared, I cut out sugar and caffeine and flour, and I decided that I'm going to purify my body and I'm going to spend some time in nature and I'm going to sit on the land and I'm going to come to the land with a lot of prayers. And so I made my prayer ties. I spent days, weeks, putting my prayer ties together. 405 prayers as I sat in the north, the south, and the east, and the west in my intention, and I explored what's mine to learn, what's mine to grow, what's mine to let go of, what am I here to do, how can I serve? And I went in with my prayer ties, and I sat in sweat lodge, and I sat out on the land without food and water for several days. And during this process, I learned a lot about myself. I cried a lot. When you're with yourself for long enough, you'll begin to see what you don't like. And when you're with yourself long enough, you'll start to see what you love. What you love about yourself. And so this kind of work, you don't just take a visioning class and go catch a vision and then boom, you got your blueprint and off you go. If you're really serious about this thing called waking up, if you're really serious about doing the work, if you're really serious about healing, is anyone here because they want to heal anything? If you're really serious about this, you have to commit to yourself. You have to choose yourself. You have to choose yourself first every day. And when I decided to do this, it was because I was choosing myself. Yes, it was an inconvenience. Michael had to drive me out in the middle of nowhere. We got stuck in a wash. All kinds of things. It was an inconvenience to go and do this. I had to go without food, and I had to spend money. I had to do a lot of things that my analytical mind could say were an inconvenience. But it's what this body, this individual, this minister, this teacher needed in order to feel like I'm in integrity. So I can stand up here every Sunday and give you my best. I don't want to misguide or mislead anyone. So if there's any BS within me that needs to be gone, that's a belief system, by the way. If there's any belief system within me that needs to be cleaned or examined or looked at, I need to own that so that I can be humble and clear and not misguide anyone. Because sometimes when we got unresolved, wow, are the kids really finished? Sometimes when we have unresolved issues, when we've got stuff deeply buried in our subconscious, if we've got wounds from our childhood, that's stuff that even the most well-meaning person can bring in and then project from. So we have to do our inner work. We have to do our cleaning so that we can show up as our most authentic self. So we're a clear channel to be able to hear that song, that heart song, that unique song that you're here to sing. If you're not clean and clear, you won't hear it. You'll hear it, but it will be distorted by the ego. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So we do whatever it takes, and it may not be going out onto the land and listening to coyote and its trickster medicine, or owl medicine, as it's sung to me and reminded me of what a woman's work is here on this planet. Or the mountain lion that showed up to teach me about leadership, about the power of leadership. That may not be your path. Maybe your part is taking a course, a class, a workshop. Maybe it's just a hike. Maybe it's a trip to India to sit in an ashram. I don't know. There's something for you. And there could be many somethings. Because that's what I'm on board for. I want something crazy like that all the time. I need more of that. I want to get rid of my BS. So, vision quest. So what do we do? What do we do in preparing for our own inner quest, in a vision quest? What if we're not leaving? What if we're not going out into nature? How can we do the work now to prepare ourselves for when and if we do go? I think it's very important to understand that we've got an amazing tool, our mind. And whether you're in a sweat lodge or sitting out in the land or meditating on your own cushion every morning, you're going to meet that wonderful thing called your mind. You're going to meet it, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to be annoying, and it's going to be wonderful and sweet and kind. But the thing about the mind, because it's all of that, it's something to befriend. It's something to get to know. And what I know about the mind is that everything is created twice. So when we're starting to prepare for a visioning or a vision quest, or developing a vision for ourselves, tapping into our divine purpose or our blueprint, it's very important to understand that everything is created twice. Once in mind, and then once in reality. Now we all know this. Everybody knows this. The architect that makes plans to build a house knows this. When I'm making my mala beads, my prayer beads, I make out a design, I think about it in my mind, and then I make it. Everything's created twice. This is how we co-create. We use our mind to think of the things we want, and then we create them. What not many people know is the power of knowing this. Now we all do this, but the power of absolutely knowing that you can create whatever you want in your mind, and then you can experience that in reality. That's what this teaching here at the Satya Center is all about. You've heard us refer to the science of mind, textbook. We talk about Ernest Holmes. We talk about metaphysics. We talk about we're three in one. We're triune in nature. We're body, mind, and spirit. We utilize this thing called mind to create our reality. You're always creating with every thought you think. Every negative thought you think and every positive thought you think, you're creating a reality out there in the universe. So watch what you're thinking. If every thought creates, do you like what you're creating? You look at your life. That's a perfect reflection of your thoughts. Your life is a perfect reflection of the thoughts you've been thinking over and over and over again. It's a perfect reflection of the decisions you make and the choices you make. It's so simple. So, everything is created twice. Now we have two amazing mental faculties. We've got many mental faculties, but we've got two that understanding these really help in the visioning, in the visioning process. Number one is our memory. We have this amazing faculty that we can remember things from the past. We can remember how to do things, we can remember things that inspire us, we can remember things that scare the hell out of us. We've got all kinds of memories. So really, understanding that you have this mental faculty of memory can be very powerful, because the thoughts you entertain, like I just talked about with everything's created twice, if you're ruminating on scary memories, what's going to happen in your everyday life? You're going to attract more of those kinds of situations. So as much as we can, we have to become a master of our memory and choose to focus on the things that are life-enhancing, that bring us joy, that can actually move us towards what we want. So we can use the memory as a powerful mental faculty in visioning, but watch what you remember. because the universe is always listening. The second one is imagination. We've always used our imagination. We've used our imagination when we were children about what we wanted to be when we grow up. We used our imagination as parents, as when our children went home by midnight and it was 3 in the morning, our imaginations get going. You know, we use our imaginations a lot. So let's harness our imagination. Let's learn to use our imagination in a way that we can serve what it is we want. What could we imagine? What would you love your life to look like? That's the visioning process. And I'm going to continue the rest of this talk for the next week as we get into actually doing the vision process together. But what I want to leave you with today is that you get to tune in. You get to tap into that song that's in your heart, that song of your soul, the life that you were born to create. You get to tune into that. And it's much, much greater than your ego thinks it is. It's huge. You get to tune into that. So use your imagination over this next week. Spend some time in that imaginal realm. Ask yourself, if a year went by, if a whole year from now, everything turned out better than I could have imagined, if money and time and talent and energy weren't a consideration, if my relatives and everyone else, if they didn't matter, what would I love my life to look like? What would I love my life to feel like? And then do this. Imagine, spend some time in that realm, maybe 15 minutes, just fantasizing, feeling like that man or that woman that's doing those things, serving those people, having that experience, making those great things, doing those fabulous things, traveling, doing the work that you love, having that deep, meaningful conversation with that loved one you haven't talked to. Whatever it is, imagine all the different aspects of your life and your health and your finances and your all of it. And then imagine yourself today. So you do that for half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever. Play in that imaginal realm. And then you imagine yourself being that person now. So you zip yourself up in the skin of that future person. So you step into the future and you feel what it feels like to be that powerful, to have that powerful of a vision. And that will feed you and fuel you. That will turn you on to the degree that your light will be so bright, people will just be like, whoa, what got into them? And when you're shining your light that brightly, when you're singing your songs so authentically, people, energies, situations, opportunities will be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. Why? Because the universe is always seeking to reflect back what you're putting out. So what you put out, the universe reflects back. And what it feels like is that everything is working your way. Everything seems to be clicking into place. The right people call, the right opportunities present themselves. You feel empowered. You may not even need to eat as much as you need to eat because you're so full on this natural life force energy, prana, whatever you want to call it, chi, that's flowing through you. Everyone's going to want to come and get a hit of that.
Yeah!
Yeah, so you on board?
Yeah.
Experiment with this?
Yeah.
Okay. And next week, I don't want you to walk in here and hi, how's it going? I want you to come and tell me about this. I want you to tell me exactly how it felt as you were doing that, feeling that. And also pay attention to what the universe shows up as. I want to hear about those. We call them demonstrations. We call them altering reality. We call that co-creation. Right, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into prayer. Actually, let's clap first. Alright, now because prayer always works best when we're in gratitude. So clapping is gratitude. So if you're ever feeling really glum and gloomy and sorry for yourself, just start clapping. Oh, so here we are in this field of love and appreciation. And I know that a vision loves to be born in a field of love and appreciation. So just open your heart, take a breath. That's another wonderful technique. You just breathe in love and direct that oxygen down into your heart. And then as you exhale, you just express love, your heart song. You don't need to do anything other than breathe. That could be your heart song. And then you're contributing to the universe. You're contributing to healing. You're being the peace, the love, the creativity that this planet's been waiting for you to be, to recognize. So, as we recognize our own true magnificence, as we choose ourselves first, as we commit to ourselves and our spiritual path, our quest, we do this inner work by saying, yes, life, I appreciate you. I appreciate you expressing so perfectly as me. I love me. I love me. I'm so excited to be me. I can't wait to go share myself with everyone because I want to get all of that love moving in the world, and I know it's up to me. It's not up to that paycheck. It's not up to Mr. or Mrs. Prince Charming. It's not up to anyone else coming to save me, rescue me, or help me. It's just up to me to let that love song out. So I let that love song out now. I let that love song out as only I can. I sing my song with such gratitude, but with such humility, with such a sense of joy. I sing my song. And as I sing this song, I see faces light up. I see people take each other's hands. I see people helping people. I love being human. I love being alive. I love that my spirit incarnated into this body. I love this body. I love the planet, Mother Nature, that this universe is always feeding me exactly what I need. It's feeding me from all of the foods and the vegetables and the grains and all of the goodness in the water. It's feeding me. This universe is feeding me intellectually. I'm uploading, downloading information right now. I love being this unique center in the universe to distribute love and kindness and healing and information and energy. That's who I am. I am a center, a distribution center in this universe. And I am distributing everything that I have in order to be the love that I am. Thank you. Thank you. So I just let this prayer go because it's just the song of the universe singing through us now. So let's just let it go, let it ring out. And just see it ringing out in waves of light and love across our planet, broadcasting out into the universe, the omniverse. And then feel that song come back into your heart. The one song that's singing here, the God, omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence, the I am. Thank you. And let's say together.
And so it is.